Did you know there's a 1995 D Washington quarter out there that could be worth thousands or even millions to the right collector? In this video, we're diving into the history of the 1995 D quarter and uncovering what makes certain versions of this coin so incredibly valuable. If you've got one of these quarters lying around, you might be in for a surprise. The Washington Quarter series has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1932, created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1995, these quarters were in every pocket across America. However, what most people don't know is that specific minting errors or unique features in some 1995 D quarters could lead to an eye-popping value in today's collector market. First, let's talk about the D mint mark. This mark tells us that the coin was minted in Denver. In 1995, the Denver Mint produced over 1 billion quarters, so the 1995 D isn't rare by itself. But there's a catch. Certain features and errors can turn an ordinary 1995 D quarter into a collector's dream. This is when the coin's design appears doubled, most often on the lettering or date. Even slight doubling can dramatically increase a quarter's value. Sometimes, the die used to strike the coin was polished too much, causing details to be faint or even missing. Quarters with missing design elements can attract serious collector interest. In this case, the coin is not perfectly centered, leaving part of the design off the edge. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin can be. These errors are like winning the coin collector's lottery. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. How much is a rare 1995 D quarter worth? While regular 1995 D quarters are only worth face value, error coins can fetch far more. For instance, a double die error or an off-center strike could sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auction. Rare varieties in perfect, uncirculated condition could climb even higher, sometimes reaching tens of thousands depending on the rarity and demand. If you're wondering if your quarter could be one of these rare finds, here are some tips. Start by inspecting the date and lettering with a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling or unusual features. Pay special attention to the edges. Off-center strikes are usually easy to spot. And if you find anything unusual, consider having your coin professionally graded to confirm its value. Even if you don't find a rare 1995 D error quarter, coin collecting is a fascinating hobby with so much history. Every coin tells a story, and who knows? Your next coin could be a valuable find. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more rare coin insights and tips on building your collection. We're diving into the history, rarity, and potential value of the 2001 P Mint Mark quarter dollar. This is a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change, and it could be worth a fortune. The 2001 P quarter dollar was minted at the historic Philadelphia Mint, represented by the P Mint mark. This was part of the United States Mint's iconic 50-state quarters program, which honored each U.S. state with unique designs on the back of the quarter. But this coin isn't just a regular state quarter. There's more to the story. In 2001, the U.S. Mint released 5 different state quarters: New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. Each of these designs reflected unique aspects of their state's culture and history. But the Philadelphia minted quarters from this year have become famous for some surprising reasons. What makes the 2001 P Mint Mark quarter potentially worth millions? It's all about condition, rarity, and those elusive mint errors. Some quarters from this year have been found with double strikes, off-center designs, and even high-grade finishes that make them incredibly rare. When a 2001 P quarter is found in pristine, mint state condition, collectors are willing to pay serious money for it. Coins graded at mint state 67 and above, especially with proof-like qualities, can fetch thousands, and some unique error coins are valued even higher. In recent years, rare and exceptional 2001 P quarters have sold for up to 6 figures at auction. Imagine that, a simple quarter you could find in your change potentially selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know when you'll strike gold. So what should you be looking for? If you come across a 2001 P quarter, check for any unusual markings, double strikes, or off-center designs. And if it looks brand new, you might want to get it graded by a professional. It could be the rare gem collectors are hunting for. Whether it's the history, the design, or the potential value, the 2001 P Mint Mark quarter is definitely a coin worth keeping an eye out for. So, check your change, look closely, and you just might have a little treasure on your hands. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable quarter, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Who knows? Maybe you're one coin away from discovering a fortune. We're diving into one of the rarest and most exciting coins of the 1990s. The 1990 D Mint Mark $quarter coin. You might be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune without even realizing it. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter, right? Well, there's a whole story behind it, from its history and design to its potential hidden value. So, let's get into it. The 1990 D Mint Mark quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, symbolized by the D mark. The Denver Mint produced millions of quarters in the early 90s, but this particular coin is special. Why? Let's go back in time. In the 1990s, the US Mint was preparing to redesign many coins. The quarter itself was about to undergo major changes with the state quarters program launching in 1999. But the 1990 D quarter remained in its classic design, showcasing George Washington's profile, a design introduced way back in 1932. So, you might be wondering what makes a regular-looking quarter like this so valuable. First, rarity and condition play a massive role. Most quarters from 1990 have minor wear and tear, but if you've got a pristine, high-grade version, you're looking at a potential treasure. The highest value is often found in MS-67 or higher grades. These coins are nearly perfect, with no visible scratches or marks even under magnification. Only a handful of 1990 D quarters have achieved these top grades, making them incredibly valuable. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Certain 1990 D quarters feature rare errors, things like off-center strikes, double dies, or even wrong planchets. These errors make the coin even more valuable to collectors. Collectors and coin enthusiasts absolutely love these quirks, as they make each coin unique. A rare error combined with high quality, that's where the true jackpot is. Alright, let's talk numbers. A regular 1990 D quarter might only be worth its face value if it's circulated. However, in recent years, high-grade, mint-condition versions have fetched prices of hundreds to thousands of dollars. And when you throw in a rare error, those numbers can skyrocket even higher. Just imagine a simple quarter turning into a small fortune. It sounds unbelievable, but in coin collecting, that's the thrill of the hunt. If you're looking to find a valuable 1990 D quarter, here are a few tips. First, check your collection or loose change. Look for the D Mint mark, which will be on the right side of Washington's ponytail. Then, examine the coin's condition. If it looks nearly flawless, consider sending it to a professional grading service. Professional grading can authenticate and certify your coin's condition, which could significantly raise its value. The 1990 D Mint Mark quarter is a perfect example of how a small coin can hold a massive value, both in history and potentially in your bank account. So, next time you're going through your change, keep an eye out. You never know what hidden treasure you might find. We'll dive into the history of the 2000p Washington quarter, uncover what makes certain ones so valuable, and show you what to look for if you have one of these gems hiding in your change. Let's start with a little background. The 2000 Washington quarter was part of the widely popular 50-state quarters program, introduced by the US Mint. This initiative aimed to honor each state with a unique quarter design, released over 10 years. The year 2000 featured designs from Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia, celebrating each state's history and culture. Most quarters from 2000 carry the P Mint mark, indicating they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This mint produced millions of quarters that year to meet the high demand of the state quarter program. But with such a high mintage, how could these coins possibly be worth so much? The value in a 2000p Washington quarter lies in its potential errors and unique characteristics. While regular quarters from this year typically hold only their face value, certain error coins are highly sought after by collectors. Error coins are produced when something goes wrong during the minting process. This could include double dies, off-center strikes, or even coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, and these errors make each affected coin unique. In the case of the 2000p quarter, a rare double die error can dramatically increase the coin's value. Some of these double die quarters display noticeable doubling in inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Error coin enthusiasts go wild for these quirks, and for collectors, finding one of these coins is like striking gold. So what kind of money are we talking about here? The value of a 2000p Washington quarter can range from hundreds to even millions of dollars, depending on its condition and the rarity of the error. Common circulated versions will usually be worth face value, but high-grade, uncirculated examples with unique errors can sell for tens of thousands or more at auction. For instance, an MS-68 or higher graded 2000p quarter with a rare error could sell for thousands of dollars. And in some cases, quarters with particularly dramatic or rare errors could fetch a jaw-dropping sum, even approaching $1 million. That's right. These tiny details can turn a simple quarter into a collector's dream. Confirm the P mint mark, as only quarters from Philadelphia are known to have these valuable errors. Use a magnifying glass to examine inscriptions like "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and "United States of America." If you spot any doubling, you might have something valuable. Check for other unusual features like an off-center strike or signs it was minted on an incorrect planchet. Each of these can add significant value. Found a promising quarter? Your next step is to get it authenticated and graded. Professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC can evaluate the coin's condition and verify any errors. A high-grade rating paired with an error can make a huge difference in its market value. So this step is worth it if you believe your quarter is something special. Once graded, you can consider selling it through auction houses or online coin marketplaces where collectors are on the lookout for these rare finds. So, the next time you come across a 2000p Washington quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. Error coins from this year are rare, but they're out there, waiting to be discovered. Have you found any rare quarters? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about rare coins and want to stay in the loop on valuable finds, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll keep bringing you the latest in coin collecting treasures. We're diving into a unique modern coin, the 2016p Mint Mark Quarter Dollar. While this coin might look like your average pocket change, it has some intriguing details and, believe it or not, certain rare versions could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. Some even fetch thousands, and rumors say millions for the right one. Let's get into its history, what makes it special, and how you can tell if you're holding onto a fortune. First, let's talk about the history. The 2016p quarter was minted in Philadelphia and is part of the ongoing America the Beautiful Quarters program. This program started back in 2010, with the goal of commemorating national parks and historic sites across all 50 states and U.S. territories. In 2016, 5 new designs were introduced, celebrating places like Shawnee National Forest, Cumberland Gap, Harper's Ferry, Theodore Roosevelt National Park, and Fort Moultrie. What's cool about these quarters is they all feature distinct designs on the reverse side, while the obverse keeps the classic George Washington profile. If you find a 2016 quarter with a P mint mark under Washington's portrait, it means it was minted in Philadelphia. So what's got everyone buzzing about this coin? Not every 2016p quarter is valuable, but certain rare varieties, especially those with errors, are highly sought after by collectors. Error coins happen when there's a mistake during the minting process, which could mean doubling on the text, missing details, or even off-center strikes. Some of these errors can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. One specific error to look for is called die doubling, where you'll see doubling on words like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." These errors are sometimes subtle, so use a magnifying glass or even a microscope for a closer look. Now, let's get into the big question. How much can a 2016p quarter really be worth? A standard 2016 P quarter without any unique features or errors is generally worth its face value, 25 cents. However, rare error coins or coins in top condition, what collectors call mint state, have fetched thousands of dollars at auctions. If you find a 2016 P quarter with a known error, it could be worth anywhere from a few hundred to over $1,000 depending on its rarity and condition. But some rumors say that ultra-rare versions of this coin have gone for 6 or even 7 figures. Now, while million-dollar sales are rare and often due to unique circumstances, there's no harm in keeping an eye on your spare change for something extraordinary. Look for any doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual marks. Sometimes minor errors can make a major difference in value. Coins that are in nearly perfect condition, known as MS65 or higher, are worth the most. The best way to confirm the grade is to have a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC take a look. Since errors are unique, even the smallest oddities can catch a collector's eye. If you think you have something, don't be afraid to get it appraised. So, if you've got a 2016 P quarter, take a second look. Who knows, that little piece of change could be worth a small fortune if it has the right features. And even if it doesn't, there's always the excitement of the hunt. We're diving deep into a unique piece of American coin history, the 1989 P Mint Mark Washington quarter. This coin might look pretty common, but don't let that fool you. There's a lot to uncover here, including some rare factors that could make certain 1989 quarters surprisingly valuable. Stick around to find out how this coin's worth could go way beyond 25 cents. First, let's look back at the origins of the 1989 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter series started in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, and this design stayed largely unchanged for decades. By 1989, these quarters were a staple of American currency and featured the P Mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint, where millions of these quarters were produced. In fact, in 1989, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 512 million quarters. That's a ton of coins, right? But here's the twist. While most of these coins were made for circulation and may not be rare, there are special versions and errors that can make certain 1989 quarters highly collectible. So, what should you know about the 1989 P quarter's standard features? On the obverse or front, you'll see a familiar profile of George Washington, and on the reverse side, you'll find a bald eagle with wings spread, a symbol of American strength. These details stayed the same for decades, creating a legacy design beloved by collectors and historians. Now, in general, a 1989 P quarter in circulated condition is only worth its face value of 25 cents. Even in uncirculated condition, most examples only go for $1 or $2. But, as always in the coin world, rarity and condition are game changers. This is where things get exciting. Certain error coins from 1989 have been discovered, which can dramatically increase the value. Some of the rarest errors include misstrikes, double dies, and off-center strikes. These mistakes happen when the minting equipment malfunctions, and they can create a one-of-a-kind coin. Let's talk about the double die error, a collector's dream. A 1989 P quarter with a clear double die error on the date or lettering can fetch anywhere from hundreds to even thousands of dollars, depending on its clarity and condition. These errors are rare, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. So, can a 1989 P quarter really be worth millions of dollars? Technically, it's rare, but not impossible. Coins can gain extreme value due to unique errors, rarity, or the condition known as MS70, the perfect mint state. An MS70 coin means it's flawless in every way, and these coins are exceedingly rare. If you think you've found a pristine or error-laden 1989 P quarter, get it professionally graded to see if it's truly special. Here's a pro tip for all you collectors. If you're looking through rolls of quarters or even your pocket change, keep an eye out for any 1989 P quarters that look different. Look for sharp details, unusual errors, or any signs of doubling. And remember, condition is key. Always handle these coins carefully to avoid scratches or marks. Alright, so let's recap. While the majority of 1989 P quarters are worth their face value, there's always the possibility of uncovering a rare gem. Special errors or a perfect mint state could skyrocket the value of a coin, even potentially into the thousands or millions of dollars. We're diving deep into the story of a classic coin, the 1994 P. Washington quarter. This coin is so common you might think it's just pocket change. But there are rare variants that can actually be worth millions of dollars. That's right, even a quarter from the 90s could make you rich. Let's get into it. First, let's get some background on the 1994 P quarter. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. You can tell by the little P mark just above the year. In 1994, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 825 million of these quarters, making it one of the most common Washington quarters of its time. But as we know in the coin collecting world, quantity doesn't always equal rarity. With so many produced, why do some of these coins fetch a high price? The value of a 1994 P quarter isn't in its metal. It's actually made of copper and nickel. What makes some of these coins valuable is their condition and possible errors or unique characteristics. There are a few things that can make a coin stand out from the rest of the pack. Let's take a look. Coins with misprints, double dies, or off-center strikes can be worth thousands or even millions of dollars to collectors. A perfect, uncirculated 1994 P quarter graded MS68 or higher by coin grading services like PCGS can fetch significant amounts. A flawless coin with a mirror-like finish is highly desirable and rare, especially if it has remained untouched since it was minted. And yes, these high-quality and error coins are incredibly rare, but the few that exist can turn a regular quarter into a small fortune. Now let's talk numbers. Believe it or not, in recent years, rare high-grade 1994 P quarters have been sold at auctions for thousands, even approaching the $1 million mark. This has happened when a coin was graded at the absolute highest levels or had a highly sought-after error. One of the top reasons collectors pay big money is because of competition for the highest grade collections. A pristine 1994 P quarter with perfect detailing can be the centerpiece of a high-end Washington quarter collection. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare and valuable quarters? Well, here are some tips for spotting a special 1994 P quarter. Look for any scratches, dings, or wear. A high-grade coin should have a clean, smooth surface with no imperfections. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to see if there's any doubling on letters or numbers, or if the coin appears slightly off-center. If you think you've got a mint-condition 1994 P quarter, sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC could be a smart move. A top-grade certification could add serious value. So there you have it. The 1994 P Washington quarter might be a coin from your childhood, but it's also a potential hidden gem. Even though millions were minted, only a select few have that perfect combination of condition, rarity, and errors that can make them worth big money. So, the next time you're going through your old coin collection or checking your change, don't overlook those quarters. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and let us know in the comments if you've got any rare finds of your own. Who knows? Your next quarter could be worth a fortune. We're diving into what makes this coin so valuable, how it's become a collector's treasure, and how you might just have one in your pocket or collection. The Washington quarter has a rich history. First issued in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this iconic coin has evolved over the decades. By 1998, the Washington quarter had a standard design with Washington's profile on the front and the American bald eagle on the back. 1998 was the last year of the traditional Washington quarter design before the U.S. Mint launched the 50-state quarters program in 1999. The 1998 P quarter was minted in Philadelphia, which is signified by the P mint mark just above the date on the obverse side. Over 896 million of these coins were produced that year, making it seem like an ordinary coin. But as any coin collector will tell you, sometimes even the most common coins can hide secrets. The rarity and potential value of the 1998 P Washington quarter come from rare errors and varieties that collectors are eager to find. So why would a 1998 P quarter be worth millions? Well, certain rare error types can make it so. Coin errors can range from double dies, off-center strikes, and even die cracks. For the 1998 P quarter, specific errors and high-grade specimens in perfect condition, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch astonishing prices. In fact, if you happen to own a 1998 P quarter that has been graded MS68 or higher, it could be extremely valuable. Some of these high-grade coins have sold at auction for record-breaking amounts. Check if it's in mint state or has minimal wear and tear. Even tiny scratches can reduce the value significantly. Look for unusual markings, double strikes, or any odd features. For example, if there's doubling on Washington's profile or on the lettering, you might have a valuable find. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can drastically increase in value, especially if they receive a high mint state grade, like MS68 or MS69. Show an example of a coin that has gone through the grading process. Now, you might be wondering if these coins have actually sold for millions. While it's rare, top condition, high-grade 1998 P Washington quarters have fetched significant prices at auction, and some unique error coins have been sold for eye-popping amounts. With interest in collectible coins growing, the potential value of these quarters continues to climb. So, if you come across a 1998 P Washington quarter, it's worth taking a closer look. Whether you're a longtime collector or a casual coin enthusiast, the 1998 P Washington quarter is a great example of how even modern coins can hold immense value. So, check your change, look through your collections, and who knows? You could have a small fortune hiding in plain sight. We're diving into the history, unique characteristics, and potential value of the 2001 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. This coin might just be worth more than you'd expect, possibly even millions. Let's explore what makes this coin so special. The 2001 Washington quarter was part of the iconic 50-state quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint. This program honored each state by releasing 5 unique quarters every year from 1999 to 2008, capturing the pride and heritage of every state in the Union. The 2001 series included quarters for New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. The quarter with the D Mint mark was produced in the Denver Mint. Denver minted millions of these quarters, but not all 2001 D quarters are created equal. Certain rare errors and high-grade versions of this coin can make it highly valuable to collectors today. So, what makes a 2001 D quarter potentially worth millions? While many 2001 D quarters are common, some stand out due to their grade, errors, and unique qualities. Here's what collectors look for to determine if a quarter could be valuable. First up, we have high-grade coins. Most quarters in circulation show signs of wear and tear. But if you have a 2001 D quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded as MS67 or above by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth thousands, or in rare cases, even more. Then there are the rare mint errors. Some quarters from 2001 have unique errors like double die errors where the design appears doubled, or off-center strikes where the design is shifted. These errors make the coin rare and highly sought after by collectors, boosting its value significantly. The D on this quarter stands for the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints in the U.S., which has a long history of producing coins since 1906. Denver is known for its quality and quantity, but only a few Denver-minted coins achieve the rare combination of high grade and error status that makes them collectible. So, could your 2001 D quarter be worth millions? While only a small number of these coins have reached such high values, it's not impossible. The best way to know if your quarter has value is to get it professionally graded. Look for high grades and rare errors. Even if it doesn't reach millions, a unique 2001 D quarter can still fetch a surprising price. A professional grading service will examine the coin's condition and verify any errors. If you're lucky enough to have a high-grade, error-rich 2001 D quarter, you might have a very valuable coin on your hands. Here are a few final tips if you're on the hunt for valuable quarters like the 2001 D. Check your change carefully, keep an eye out for any unusual features, and consider storing your coins safely to maintain their quality. Who knows? Your pocket change could contain a hidden treasure. And that wraps up our look at the 2001 D Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Let us know in the comments. Do you have a 2001 D quarter? And have you spotted any rare features? We'll dive into the history of this unique coin, why it's so rare, and what makes some of these coins sell for astonishing prices. So, if you've got a jar full of quarters at home, it's time to start searching. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter has been an American icon since 1932, honoring the 200th birthday of George Washington. But by 1983, the U.S. Mint was facing a very unique situation. Due to economic factors, there was a high demand for quarters, which led to a massive production run at the Philadelphia Mint. Over 673 million Washington quarters with the P Mint mark were produced that year. So, you're probably thinking, with so many made, why would a 1983 P quarter be valuable? Here's where things get interesting. Most 1983 P quarters were heavily used and circulated, which means finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is extremely rare. Unlike other years, the U.S. Mint didn't release official mint sets in 1983. This means collectors couldn't easily find high-quality versions of this coin directly from the mint, making untouched 1983 P quarters in near-perfect condition even harder to come by. Now, the value of these coins skyrockets when they're found in high grades, especially those graded MS-65 and above. MS-66 and MS-67 are incredibly rare for this coin. One of the highest graded examples, an MS-67, even sold for over $15,000 at auction. And if a 1983 P quarter ever reached MS-68, it could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands. So, how do you know if you've struck gold with a 1983 P quarter? First, look at the overall condition. A coin with minimal wear, strong details, and a shiny, lustrous surface is a good candidate. If you think your quarter might be in exceptional condition, consider having it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Aside from high-grade coins, some 1983 P quarters have unique errors that can add to their value. Look for coins with doubling on the obverse or reverse, or those with striking issues. These errors can significantly increase the coin's value to collectors, especially when paired with a high grade. So, what could a high-grade, error-free 1983 P quarter be worth? As we mentioned, recent sales have shown prices upwards of $15,000 for MS-67 grades. And if one ever reaches an MS-68 grade, it could push into the hundreds of thousands or even millions. While the chances are slim, it's a possibility that has collectors searching. So, next time you find a 1983 P Washington quarter, don't just toss it in a change jar. You might be holding a small fortune. Remember to check for pristine condition, errors, and consider grading if it looks promising. Who knows? You could be sitting on a coin worth thousands, or maybe even close to $1 million. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin videos. Let us know in the comments if you found any valuable coins in your collection. We're diving deep into a specific coin that has taken collectors by storm, the 1986 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. You might be wondering, why is this particular coin worth millions? Well, you're about to find out. So, let's get started. Let's first take a quick trip back in time to 1986. The United States was in the midst of the 80s, a decade of big hair, booming tech, and a booming economy. But little did anyone know, a single coin minted that year would become a treasure for future generations of collectors. The coin we're talking about is the 1986 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar star. Produced by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, this coin is part of the famous Washington quarter series, which began back in 1932. The Washington quarter features George Washington's profile on the obverse, and on the reverse, we have an eagle perched on a branch, the classic design that's been part of the quarter since 1932. The 1986 quarter was minted in large quantities, but there's one key factor that makes this coin stand out: a rare minting error that turns it into a true gem for collectors. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most 1986 P quarters are worth just their face value of 25 cents. But some of these quarters were struck with a significant error that causes them to be valued at millions. This error happens when a double die occurs during the minting process. A double die happens when the coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled, and in some cases, this doubling effect can be so dramatic that it is visible with the naked eye. Collectors and coin enthusiasts call this the double die obverse, and it's a rare and valuable mistake. The doubling is usually visible on the letters and numbers on the obverse side, making the coin highly distinguishable from a regular quarter. So, what makes this 1986p quarter worth millions? Well, it's all about the rarity and the unique error. The value of these rare coins has skyrocketed due to their scarcity and the demand from serious collectors. Some of these error coins have sold for over $1 million at auctions. Now, before you go rushing to your coin jar, it's important to note that not every 1986p quarter is worth millions. The coins that fetch these high prices are typically those with an asterisk strong, clear double die error, in great condition, and authenticated by professional grading services like the NGC or PCGS. Look for noticeable doubling on the lettering or date on the obverse side, particularly the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. The doubling should be obvious even without a magnifying glass. Coins in better condition, ones with minimal wear, will always fetch higher prices. Look for one that's mint state or close to it. Always have a rare coin professionally graded by a service like NGC or PCGS to ensure its authenticity and value. To sum it all up, the 1986p Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar may seem like a regular coin at first glance, but if you're lucky enough to find one with a double die error, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this coin is an excellent example of why paying attention to the smallest details can lead to big rewards.